Should we go have a look at the papers, see what's going on? OK, let's start with this one here. This is a Sunday Telegraph reporting that the PM, the Prime Minister, has vowed to press ahead with further reductions in income tax plus deregulation, despite some opposition from rebel Tory MPs. Of course, this is the budget, the mini-budget that was actually quite a maxi budget on Friday.
Yes, as we've been discussing already this morning, Sir Keir Starmer's unveiled a green growth plan, as they're calling it. The Observer reports is aimed at countering the tax cuts announced by the government. The Labour leader says he plans to turn the UK into an independent green superpower before 2030. Yeah, we're
going to be talking a little bit more about that later on in the programme. Look at this. This is Harry Redknapp. He's been speaking to the Sunday Mirror about his fears for his wife, Sandra, after she developed some complications from COVID. The former Spurs manager told the paper that his wife needed not one but two operations and had to communicate by writing notes. Thankfully, he says, she is now on the mend. Quite terrifying.
And one of the most watched videos on the BBC News website looks at a new surfing tool that's helping people with prosthetic arms take part in the sport. It's currently being trialled at the at the Wave Surfing Centre in Bristol.
Cool.
Let's have a look at what's inside the newspapers. This is an interesting one.
What are you going for? This one?
Do you want to go with that first?
OK. Yeah, so this one here, City of Light, the Eiffel Tower, not anymore, is blacking out to save on cash. This is the Eiffel Tower going dark earlier this weekend as part of a series of measures being taken by Paris to slash energy bills. They reckon it's going to save them about £9 million or so. They're not by any means the only country looking at doing this. We heard first about Frankfurt, didn't we? We heard about Germany. Also, the Czech government announcing last week that they're unscrewing half of the light bulbs in offices. So this is something that's going on right across Europe. Also installing movement sensors to cut down lighting in corridors and the like.
Sort of underlines, doesn't it, that the energy crisis not just facing the UK, right across Europe, particularly the US, slightly more kind of cushioned from it because of kind of some of their own energy reserves. But nonetheless, in New York, it's the pandemic that's causing a problem. Late night venues simply can't find the staff, and footfall, they say, is down everywhere. So the city's relatively new mayor trying to do his best to get people back to the city, but they're saying, like many other places, particularly in some of the big cities here, companies struggling to find the staff that they need just to do the jobs. And interestingly, there's a story that's in The Sun that's this story at the top saying stressed bosses are struggling to fill jobs for £55 an hour. It's a PA role because those staff want to work at home. It says 75% of PAs turning down contracts unless they guarantee to be fully remote working from home. Now, I don't know about you, but I assume that if you're a personal assistant, you might want to be with the person that you're assisting.
It depends on the person, doesn't it?
That's a very good point, actually.
If you've got a rubbish boss, I mean, you want to stay as far away as possible, one would imagine.
Speaking of which, maybe I can show you these pictures down the bottom here.
I wanted. I was like, I hope he's going for this one. That one looks interesting.
These are new fashions. They are at New York Fashion Week. Maybe that's the way. I mean, this is a bit pandemic-inspired, isn't it? I reckon you can stay well away. So these are all inflatable outfits that have been put on the runway, on the catwalk, I should say. Air today, gone tomorrow is what fashion is all about, apparently. I think you could pull that one off.
I'd say do that. Why not? Why not?
Oh, yeah, I'd be sat over it.
Exactly.
I won't get anywhere near.
And here are your headlines.
Outside the studio. Right.